Time for Media Watch. Olivia joins us. We've got a story, Olivia, about a French politician and a cleaning lady. Please explain.
Well, it's not the French politician and the cleaning lady that we all know from last year, which was Dominique Strauss-Kahn. This time it's Pierre Lelouch, a UMP politician who, it turns out, has been employing an illegal immigrant as his cleaner in his house. Now, it was Libération who broke this story. Let's take a look. Lelouch et sa femme de ménage, his cleaning lady, except that they didn't break it the classic way of doing their journalistic research, digging the dirt and making phone calls. They actually saw this woman on television the night before. She was in a Canal Plus documentary, and she was featured saying that she was from Mauritius. It was an anonymous testimony, of course. She said she was from Mauritius, she worked for a minister, and she was paid in cash. Okay. So the next morning, he admits, he recognises himself as the employer in question. He admits that, yes, this is his cleaner, is very embarrassed, and suddenly, as if by magic, her work permit appears the following day, which I don't think it normally takes a day for illegal immigrants to get their papers in order. Now, the Libération, which we all know is a left-leaning paper, are very harsh on him. They infer that he always knew she was an illegal immigrant, and that's why she was paid in cash, and that he pulled strings, very inappropriately to get her situation rubber-stamped. Of course, this is very bad news for the UMP a week before the election starts, because they've always had a very hard line on immigration and work permits, and the socialists have criticised them an awful lot, and the Front National say that he should step down from government.
Indeed. President Sarkozy, of course, has gone on record as saying there are too many foreigners in France as well. So again,
Yes.
the embarrassment gets wider and wider.
Yeah.
OK, next then, a new report that says the internet is too controlled and run by a few monopolies. Tell us more about this one.
So this is new data that's been published this week that says that actually one of the co-creators of Google says that if he wanted to make Google today, he couldn't, because government control of the internet and also certain companies' control of the internet is just too tight, and that companies like Apple and Facebook are squeezing other information providers out by creating what he says is like a walled garden of
So
internet
we're not
resources.
as free as we like, as we think we are.
No, and actually what came with this this report is an interactive map. If I show you here, it's a little bit like Reporters Without Borders do. They show internet freedoms in terms of government interference and corporate interference by colour. So the freest places are in yellow, and the most controlled places are dark red. Here we can see Syria, for example, is dark red. And places like Iran and Saudi Arabia have even suggested having an enormous amount of censorship by creating a national space of internet. Tehran's actually planning to introduce national internet from next summer if they can.
So this would be a place where you, basically in Iran, you have access to what is called the internet, but it would just be within Iranian space.
Absolutely. It's a government-decided internet space. Well, I don't think they're too worried about freedom of information. That must be it.
Indeed. OK, change of gear now. Definite change of gear. The presidential election, of course, is approaching very fast here in France. The candidates are now being grilled not just on their policies, but on other things. Tell us, Olivia.
Well, I love this. We can now judge the candidates on their favourite films, which
Okay.
I'm very happy to do. Allociné, the French website, interviewed all 10 candidates and asked them about their favourite films, which is a great opportunity for them to do a bit of personal promotion, show off their cultural tastes, show off how politically correct and cultured they are, but also for us to look at if we've got anything in common with the candidates. Now, I found that, surprisingly, me and Eva Joly share a favourite film, which is The Godfather.
Eva Joly, she's the Green candidate.
The Green
Okay.
candidate. The Godfather, not a very feminist, gentle film.
No.
And Sarkozy goes for the Italian classic Rome Open City,
Okay.
Rossellini film.
And the influence of Carla Bruni in there, perhaps?
You wonder if he's had some
Maybe.
tips from an Italian film fan. And he also goes for Kubrick's Lolita. François Hollande, on the other hand, is very French in his tastes, new wave 1960s films from France, whereas Marine Le Pen is all very epic battle scenes from Gladiator and what was the other one? Gladiator, Braveheart, and The Silence of the Lambs.
OK.
No surprises there.
OK. Wonder what that tells us more about Marine Le Pen. There we go. Olivia, thank you very much indeed. Olivia there with Media Watch.